Hello and welcome back to the channel. My name is Tom Marshall. Please remember to like and subscribe to my channel. So Tron Ares came out. That was an interesting film. Let's get into it. Tron Ares is directed by Joachim Ronning and stars Jared Leto, Greta Lee, Jeff Bridges and Evan Peters. The central storyline involves three of the main characters. Jared Leto is basically the master control for Dillinger Enterprises, who's like the competing company against Encom, who is run by Eve Kim. Julian Dillinger basically wants to figure out the permanence code, which will basically allow the programs to rematerialize here in the real world and on Earth rather than being just in the computer world. And so he creates Ares, who is going to be the master control, who is basically going to infiltrate the Encom system to try and hack in and get all the information that they need to get the permanence code to be able to do this thing. They have kind of figured it out. However, it takes 29 minutes for them to stay in the real world and then they disintegrate and that's it. Then that's their life, that's their total lifespan. But Evan Peters' character, Julian Dillinger, basically wants to make sure that it is permanent, hence permanence code. They thought long and hard about that one. Greta Lee is trying to finish her sister's work, also in trying to make the permanence code work by going through Kevin Flynn's sort of archive work, trying to go through his old systems and old computers and trying to figure it out that way. Essentially, it's an all-out war between these three competing people. However, Jared Leto's character Ares develops a conscience and begins questioning his purpose, his orders, why he's there, and develops an identity essentially and becomes more human than machine. And so it's him trying to sort of become free of the computer world and be in the real world and permanent and live out a normal life. Okay, so first of all, we'll start with what's good about the film. Number one, the soundtrack. Nine Inch Nails did an amazing job here with the soundtrack, especially when they are mixed with the visuals from the grid inside the computer world. And it is absolutely incredible the way they sort of mix and match with different types of sounds I've never even heard of before, using synthesizers and God knows what computer generated sounds. I don't know, but like it's brilliant. It is amazing. It really fits in well. However, what I do find is that it feels a little bit out of place when they are actually in the real world. Like that music just it doesn't really quite fit because it sounds artificial. It sounds like it should belong in the grid in the computer world. As I mentioned just then, the visuals, number two, is really, really, really good. They really spent all the money, especially in the grid. The visuals are absolutely stunning. There's one scene where Ares and his crew are infiltrating the Encom computers, and it's red versus blue. They kill all the blue, and then he enters into the program and tries to hack the system. And it's kind of like this waterfall of code that is flowing down, and he walks up the stairs, and it just looks really quite stunning, to be honest with you. You could tell that that's where they spent most of the money, is on the visuals and on the music. Okay, so I think those two things were possibly the best things out of the whole film, and that's about it. It all goes downhill from there. Now, I've got nothing bad against Greta Lee and Jodie Turner-Smith. They seem perfectly good people, but they can't act their way outside of a paper bag. Oh my goodness. What the hell? I don't know who was responsible for casting, but you know, I don't know. Like, oh, terrible. It's so monotonous. There's like no emotion. Yes, I know there's supposed to be like machines in terms of like Jodie Turner-Smith's character, but Greta Lee's the human character and should show at least some emotion there, but nothing. Although, however, I would say Jared Leto is probably the standout actor in this entire film. Somehow, he's really dialed it back. And because he's dialed it back, he actually really sort of delivers a great performance. It's not over the top. It's very sort of simple and very sort of I don't know. It's hard to describe, but he was probably the most standout actor in this film. Another thing is that I don't understand why white Caucasian actors have been reduced to either being tech bros, whiny little bitches, or just in the background, not doing very much at all, and have no impact whatsoever on the story. Gillian Anderson, she does a decent-ish job, but she definitely way better than this film. She could do way better. She's a much better actor than this. But she sort of plays uh, Dillinger's sort of mother and conscience, and is there to be sort of, look, you know, what you're doing is wrong. You shouldn't be stealing information from another rival company. We should do this fairly and blah blah blah. But he's like, nah, mate, I'm going to be doing what I want, and you know, I don't care about the consequences. And then, boy, does he get the consequences thrown at him. Diversity and inclusion and all that stuff, but when it's done right. And it seems like the traditional leading man seems to have like vanished into oblivion. It's not there anymore. So yeah, I don't really know what they were thinking when it came to the casting in this film. Also, there was a few issues I had with the science of it all. So I'm not sure what the light physics is like, but like in the computer world, it seems like on multiple occasions, like if you crash into the light coming out of the back of the bikes, like you're gonna disintegrate and crash and die essentially. But apparently in the real world, people just bounce off it. Which is it? The physics just don't really make any sense. I don't understand. And how on earth can lasers somehow create something out of nothing? That's not what they do. Or at least in my eyes, they just like and stuff. I don't know, but they can't like physically bring things to life. Oh, many questions than answers in this film. Many more questions. You know, for example, Greta Lee's character Kim, like she does all her work in ice cold temperatures when she could quite easily do it in an office, nice and cozy, nice and warm. But no, she decides to go to like the fucking Arctic to try and make this permanent code thing work. I don't know. Also, when Evan Peters is talking with Ares at the start of the film, he's typing. That seems very archaic, considering the technology that they have with them and lasers that can magically bring things to life out of nowhere. Um, he could quite easily just speak to Ares, like on a microphone, or maybe they thought typing was more dynamic and more cinematic. Oh, yeah. Um, I mean, go see it. It's not terrible, but it's also not the best either. It's a mixed bag. More bad than good, though. Yeah. First Tron, 1982, brilliant. Love that. Tron Legacy, it was all right. Again, it's not the greatest film. Um, Also, they seem to have completely forgotten about everything that happened in the second film. It's like gone, deleted. See you later, goodbye, and just started an entire new storyline. What? You can't do? Oh, I don't know. Yeah. Let me know what your favourite Tron film is, and let me know what you think about this recent Tron. Um, and if you're completely perplexed like I am, let me know, because I haven't got a clue. It's probably going to make all the money in the world anyway. It's probably going to be another Jurassic Park and just make gazillion dollars, but what do I know? Anyway, shall see you in the next video. Peace.